Hello everyone, welcome back to another video in this channel. In this video, we're going to be learning about the topic Cumulative Frequency Curve. The main aims of this video is to help you understand how we can construct and interpret a cumulative frequency curve, while also using the cumulative frequency curve to estimate the median and interquartile range. Let us first understand what the meaning of cumulative frequency curve is. A cumulative frequency curve is a graph that can be used to find estimates of the median and upper and lower quartiles of group data. The median is the middle value when the data is being placed in order of size. Let me now go through an example to show you how we can construct a cumulative frequency curve with this question. A pet shop owner weighs his mice every week to check their health. The weights of the 80 mice are shown below. As you can see, the table below shows the weight of each of the 80 mice. You can also observe that each of the intervals have a set amount of mice. That means the 3 mice in the first row can either be between 0 to 10 kilograms. Before we can construct the cumulative frequency curve, it is important we find the cumulative frequency itself. Cumulative means adding up. So cumulative frequency curve requires a running total of the frequency. So how do we first find the cumulative frequency? We start by drawing an additional column to the right of the table and then copying down the first number. The first number is 3, so we write the same one in the first row of this new column. However, from second onwards, we would then add whatever is there in the second column. Meaning 3 will add with 5, giving us 8. Similarly, we will do 8 plus 5, giving us 13, 13 plus 9, 22, 22 plus 11, 33, 33 plus 15, 48, and so on until we fill the whole column. Now that we have filled the cumulative frequency column, we can now use it to construct a curve. As you can see, I have already prepared a graph over here, with the x-axis having the weights and the y-axis having the cumulative frequency. The cumulative frequency can now be plotted on a graph, taking care to plot the cumulative frequency at the end of each class interval. This is because we don't know where in the class interval 0 is less than w is less than or equal to 10 the values are. But we do know that by the end of the class interval there are 3 pieces of data. This simply means that for the first one, if you can see 3, we would be having the x-axis starting from 10. As you can see, the first row has been completed. It has been shown here with a red cross. Similarly, the rest of the graph is also completed with the information given in the table. Okay. Now that we have plotted all the points, all we have to do is draw a simple curve. The points are now joined with smooth lines. Basically means that you're supposed to just draw smooth lines freehand. The line always starts at the bottom of the first interval, which is basically the origin, 0, 0, and then we move on to draw the graph. As you can see, we have to draw it with very smooth and free hands. And don't forget that this is not supposed to be done with a ruler. The resulting graph should look like this. Alright, now that we have constructed the cumulative frequency curve, it is now time to interpret it. Basically understanding what the graph is telling us. From this graph, we can now find estimates of the median, upper and lower quartiles. There are 80 pieces of data, and the middle one is 40, since half of 80 is 40. So to find, we just have to read across, then down to find the median weight. We simply draw a dotted line over here until it touches the curve, and then draw it all the way down. As you can see in this graph, the median weight is 54 grams. Now we find the lower quartile. The lower quartile is 1/4 of the total piece of data. So here 1/4 of 80 would be 20. So we would start our lower quartile calculation from here. We would draw a dotted line towards the curve, and then until it touches the curve, we would then draw it down, and therefore our lower quartile in this graph would be 38 grams. Now it is time to find the upper quartile. The upper quartile is simply 3/4 of the total piece of data. So 3/4 of 80 would be 60. We do the same thing again and get our upper quartile, which is 68 grams. The upper and lower quartiles can now be used to find what is called the interquartile range, and is found by finding the difference between the upper quartile and lower quartile. So interquartile range is equal to upper quartile minus lower quartile. In this example, we got the lower quartile as 38 grams and the upper quartile as 68 grams. So to find the interquartile range, we simply subtract upper quartile and lower quartile. So our answer will be 30 grams. And yes, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned the concept of cumulative frequency curve. If you did, do consider giving a like and subscribe to this channel. If you haven't seen my recent videos yet, do check them out. Until next time, keep watching Abdullah's Maths.